Jenna had always been a city girl, but the chance to house sit a sprawling country estate for the summer was too good to pass up. Willowbrook Manor, nestled deep in the woods of Vermont, promised a tranquil escape from her hectic life. When she arrived, the house stood grand and silent, the evening sun casting long shadows on the manicured lawn. The first few days were idyllic. Jenna spent her mornings reading on the veranda and her afternoons exploring the surrounding forest. The isolation felt like a blessing. But as the week wore on, the stillness of the house started to feel oppressive. One night, while she was reading in the library, Jenna heard a soft, indistinct whisper. She glanced around, heart racing, but saw nothing out of the ordinary. She convinced herself it was the wind, even though the windows were shut tight. The whispers persisted, growing clearer each night. On the fifth night, she awoke to the sound of footsteps echoing down the long hallway outside her bedroom. Grabbing her phone for light, she crept to the door and opened it a crack. The hallway was empty, but she felt a cold draft that made her skin prickle. She decided to search the house the next morning. She started in the attic. Dust motes danced in the beams of sunlight filtering through the small windows. Among the old trunks and forgotten furniture, she found a locked wooden chest. Curiosity piqued. She searched the house for a key and eventually found one that fit. Inside the chest were old photographs, yellowed letters, and a small, ornate music box. She wound it up, and it played a hauntingly beautiful melody. That night, the whispers were louder, almost insistent. Jenna couldn't make out the words, but they sounded urgent. The music box's melody seemed to play faintly in the background, even though she had left it in the attic. She tried to ignore it and eventually fell into a fitful sleep. In her dreams, she saw a young woman in a white dress, her face twisted in fear. The woman was running through the woods, glancing over her shoulder as if something terrible was pursuing her. Jenna woke up gasping, her heart pounding in her chest. Determined to uncover the truth, Jenna returned to the attic. She sifted through the letters, piecing together the story of the manor's previous occupants. The young woman in her dream was Eliza, the daughter of the manor's first owner. According to the letters, Eliza had disappeared one night, and her body was never found. The whispers, Jenna realized, were trying to tell her something. That night, Jenna wound up the music box and placed it on her bedside table. As the melody played, the whispers began again, but this time they were clearer. "Help me," they pleaded. Jenna felt a chill run down her spine. Following the whispers, Jenna found herself in the basement. The air was damp and musty, and the single light bulb flickered ominously. The whispers led her to a section of the wall that looked different from the rest. She pressed on the bricks, and a hidden door swung open with a groan. Inside was a small, dark room. Jenna's phone flashlight revealed a makeshift bed and a scattering of old, rotting food. In the corner, she saw skeletal remains draped in a tattered white dress. Eliza. Tears filled Jenna's eyes as the realization hit her. Eliza had been trapped here, left to die alone. As Jenna backed out of the room, the whispers turned to sobs. She felt a rush of cold air and the sensation of a hand brushing her arm. "Thank you," a voice whispered softly in her ear. The next morning, Jenna called the authorities. They confirmed the identity of the remains, and Eliza was finally given a proper burial. The whispers ceased, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted from Willowbrook Manor. Jenna left the estate a week later, but the experience stayed with her. She couldn't shake the feeling that, in some way, Eliza had been watching over her, guiding her to the truth. As she drove away, she glanced back at the house one last time. For a brief moment, She thought she saw a figure in a white dress standing in the attic window, watching her leave. Then the figure was gone, and the house stood silent once more.